Here we go. All right, so we'll get started. So it's supposed to be nicer out today. It's raining right now. So if you got outside for a little walk already, it's pretty wet. Let's do some easy squats, just the squats. Just warm up those legs. So if you are, just a reminder, if you're having any injuries, anything that you need to modify, please make sure that you change it up. I'll go ahead and just get everything warmed up first. So it's nice, easy range, and just take note of anything that might need extra attention. Let's go 2 more here. And good. Okay, so same idea. So if you're not comfortable with any of these movements, then your purpose of this warm up is just to get the joints warmed up. And that is the first start. And then we'll get the heart rate elevated, and we'll go from there. Keep your chest lifted. And we're just thinking of opening up through the hips here. 1 more each side. And the hamstring scoops, that's the scoop. I want you to open up and you reach first and then open up through the chest and all of that. Excellent. Feels good just to get the body moving. And I think everybody can always benefit from mobility. It's important here. Last one. And good. Let's do that squat where we open here and stand up in between. So all about starting small, and then if you can, you're going to take that arm up. You might notice that tightness through the hips. And let's go another 1 each side. Last one. Excellent. And then some more of that mobility. You can do this alternating, just nice and easy. If you're not doing any of these movements, just think about the rest of your body. If you have a lower body injury, then shortening the range, doing something that feels best for you. And keep your chest lifted, just a bit of inner thigh. Great. All right. So let's go another 1 each side. And perfect here. Okay, so if you're comfortable, you're going to go into that lunge. Let's get a bit of rotation. So again, shortening the range. If you need to modify, please do. You don't have to go into a big, deep lunge or a big step back. I can start small and I'm rotating. I want to get moving around here. Okay, and we're going to do, today we're going to do a little bit of mobility work on the floor. So this last one here. So I want you to just be aware of this. If you need to modify, then please do. If you can, take it down to the floor. We're going to do some cat-cows. So hopefully you can see me here. So I'm going to tabletop. I'm going to arch. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to flatten. It's a lot of the time shoulder injuries, or lack of mobility through that thoracic spine to the middle of your back can cause some problems through the shoulders. So I'm arching and then flattening, and let's do another 2. So up and down, and then 1 more. Take a deep breath in. And here. Okay. What I'd also like you to do is take 1 leg forward. We're going to do a nice. This is not about holding the stretch. Remember, it is a warm up, so we're going to go through this flow of movements. We've done it a few times, but we reach up. I want you to feel a stretch to the front of this hip and front of the thigh. You're reaching up. You're going to take it over. And then you're going to lean back, gentle hamstring stretch, and then you're going to come forward. You're going to open up the same side as your front leg. So that's 1 down. I want you to do another 2 on the same side. So you're reaching up, take it over, lean back, and forward, open up, same as your front leg. And let's do that 1 more time. Hip flexor, reach it up. Square your hips, deepen the stretch, take it over, lean back, and then remember, you don't want to force the stretch, it's just nice and dynamic. Okay, now I want you to switch sides. So bring the leg forward, and again, do it 3 times. So you reach up, over, lean back, and forward. Open up the same side as your front leg. Remember, we don't hold it for too long. Just nice flowing movement. Reach it up. over. Lean back. Remember, also too, everybody's gonna move a bit different, so maybe you're feeling quite stiff. You may need to modify this. One more time. Reach it up. Take it over. Lean back. And forward. And open. And now I want you to take it up onto your feet. Take your time here. And roll the shoulders back. Let's do some arm circles. That should be a nice, really good warm-up, mobility warm-up. We'll do some of that conditioning in this warm-up to get heart rate elevated. Modify if you need. All right, now let's go ahead and do a light jog or march. So a good mobility warm-up. Sometimes we're more dynamic or on our feet, but that floor mobility is also good. Remember, if you have seen my 10-minute mobility, I do that sequence, and I think it feels good to do that. You can do it daily. Let's go 3, 2, 1. There are jump jacks. Modify if you need. Basic movements. You know how it goes. And good. All right. So as you do this, it doesn't have to be impact. It can be those low jacks. And let's go another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to that jog or march. And this time, if you stayed still, maybe you can take it one corner if you have the space and back, and then the other corner, just a little, watch your footing. You don't want to be tripping on your mat. And again, if you're marching, you're still going to the corner and back. And another one each side. And one more time here. And then jump jacks, modify if you need. Okay, that's really important. You can always take it low impact, but it doesn't mean that you're working any less. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, keep your feet moving and grab some water here if you need. So about, this is a little longer warm up today, but I think that mobility piece is always really good to do. All right, now I'd like you to grab your weights and let's see, we're gonna do a combination of movements. So this one, we're gonna do a squat with a shoulder press, and then we'll go into the deadlift, and when we do the deadlift, we'll do the deadlift to upright row. So here, you can do a static shoulder press, you can do a squat with a press, okay? So let's get started. Squat and shoulder press, or shoulder presses alone, or just the squats alone if you need. And I want you to remember that we are just getting started. So maybe your first round, you do a little lighter weight and go. So this should get you warm if you weren't already warm. This type of movement, lower body, upper body combinations will get you there. All right, now let's keep going, a few more. We're gonna focus today on a little bit of strength, a little bit more strength. So one more strength move than this. Sometimes we do 2, we're gonna do 3. Then we're gonna repeat the strength. We'll do our cardio, but I want you to anticipate upper body and lower body. If you can, break it down if you need. Last one. Good. Okay, so here is what I want you to remember on this one. This is a deadlift. So lengthening through the hamstrings to the upright row if you can. You don't have to do the upright row if you don't like, or maybe you're doing the upright row alone. Take the time. I want you to feel the effort in the back of the legs into the glutes, and nice and tall at the top before you do the upright row. Okay, we want to keep our core tight, no strain anywhere. Okay, keep going. All right, next movement, if you need to modify, you can do just side raise if you are comfortable. It's an alternating back lunge to side raise. So legs and shoulders. Let's get started. All right, now, can you do another 2 solid? Remember your pace, your choice. One more time. And here is the option on this one. If you need to, lighter weight, you're doing side raises alone. If you can, let's do a back lunge, side raise. Back lunge, side raise. So all combination moves if you are doing upper body and lower body, and easily modified to one, if you're just doing upper body only or just the lower body. And I want you to be aware of each move. So nice solid lunge first, solid side raise. And move back a little bit so you can see me clearly. Lunge and side raise. So we're going to do another round of the 3 before we do a short conditioning. But you check check in with your heart rate. How are you feeling? You might feel like you're in that low range of your working heart rate. Let's go another 1 each side. Okay, last one. If you need to change the weight or modify, just enough of a reset. And you do the squat with the shoulder press. And again, maybe you're doing shoulder press alone. Yes, we are working. Let's go. Second round. All 3 strength. Squat and press. So lower the weight or increase the weight. And just the squats maybe, or just the shoulder press. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Let's carry on. Choose the width of your feet and the depth of your squat. Make sure you are not straining. And good. Feels good to move and do that strength endurance. Depends on the weight you're lifting, of course. Most of us have fairly light weights, but with enough repetition, you feel it. One more time. All right, now be careful here. Reset yourself, adjust the weight if you need, and just get yourself reset for a new exercise. That's that deadlift to upright row. So lengthening, stand tall, core tight, upright row. You don't want to be lifting past about chest height. So the elbows lead, weights come after. Lengthening and lifting. Good. So if you feel strain in your back at all, sometimes that can happen. Maybe slight bend of the knee. Maybe you're rolling your shoulders forward. So let's be aware of that. Let's go another 2 of these. And one more. Reset yourself, adjust your weight if you need. We are repeating that back lunge. And remember, you can do side raises only. Make sure you have enough space, good alignment. Excellent. Drop and lift. That's a nice solid lunge or short stride, or just the side raises. Right. It feels like it's quite warm. We are going to do something that will get your heart rate elevated, or you can consider it some recovery before we move on. And I didn't mention it too, but we will do some core throughout today. One more each side. Okay, good. And we'll go one more here. And lunge and sideways. Okay, go ahead and put your weights down for a second. Please modify this if you need. So you could do, anything that, it could be recovery, it could be like, side step, it could be a jog. I want you to go and do a higher intensity if you can, like jog or march. So just think about what you're looking to get out of this movement. Is it a high intensity interval? Is it about getting your heart rate elevated? Is it more of a recovery movement? But I do want you to move your body. That's really the most important thing. All right, now we will do some core work, which will act like a bit of active recovery. And we're going another 10 seconds. Hi, if you can. High march. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, so just enough recovery. If you need a sip of water now, grab it. Otherwise, we can do it after. I want you to come down to your front, and we're going to do a bit of pointers, which is, we'll start with hands and knees on this one. And if anybody wants to do, so this is a pointer, opposite arm, opposite leg, like this. Okay, if you're feeling like you can handle a bit more, you're in a high plank, and you can try opposite arm, opposite leg. Just be aware. See, that is not always easy to do, so make sure you modify if needed. Let's go. Pointers, opposite arm, opposite leg from the knees. You can try it. Be really stable. If you're rolling forward or you're rocking too much, then that's an indication that it's too much for you. I always find it's harder on one side. That's a shoulder stabilizer, I find. Carry on. And let's go another 10 seconds. Do what feels right here for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, sit back. And I want you to slowly take it onto your feet. That's an active recovery or a core movement. Up onto your feet, and you can grab a sip of water now, and we'll get ready for another set of strength. Okay, endurance, strength. Hopefully you feel like you have a nice warm feeling. Okay, so we're going to focus again on combination moves. So if you need to modify, please do. We're going to do our crouch forward. So a bit of hamstring and glute work with a nice big mid row, step it back, and then come in. So if you want to break that down, maybe both feet stay planted and you just stay and do the row. Okay, so if you can get moving a bit with this movement and back. So get a nice good squeeze between the shoulder blades. Okay. So back of the legs and back. Going here. So legs and upper body. So back. Keep a nice neutral neck. Love the movement training. So let's carry on a few more here. So I've got more. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's once you get moving your body, then you feel it. Here. And then just one more. Good. So upper body and lower body, even though we're not moving, I would like to do a squat with bicep curl. Squat, bicep curl, modify that to just biceps if needed. And easily modified, right? If you just want to do your bicep curls, totally fine. If you are comfortable, that solid squat, bicep curl. Excellent. Choose the width of your feet and again, it's a nice combination if possible. More here. Squat, bicep curl. Excellent. Let's go one more time. Work. Okay, this is just one single dumbbell, a little bit of legs if you want, or that overhead tricep extension. So again, you can do just tricep overhead. If you like the squat with the overhead, go ahead and do that movement. And then we'll be repeating from that crouch to the row again after this. So again, if you just want to get more out of the triceps without the legs, you stay here and do the overhead. Maybe it's a couple squats, maybe you do a couple of overhead. It doesn't really matter. And as long as you getting a bit of tricep work there, if you're able to add the legs. So I've changed this to one swing or one sledgehammer and two overhead. It just kind of feels natural for me. So let's go another one. Okay, and then release. So we are back to the crouch to the row. And just take your time if you need to adjust your weights. Just enough recovery and join in when you're ready. Okay, so nice movement and strength. If you don't like this crouching movement, just stay and rows. Pull back. If you are crouching forward, where do you feel it? You should feel that recruiting muscles in the back of your leg, maybe a bit of the front of the thigh, but that push back of the leg. Let's go to one more each side. And then the last one. Okay, and bicep curls alone or squat with a bicep curl. Feels good to just keep on moving, doesn't it? And there we go. So with that 3 strength, it is important that I do like to keep you moving so you aren't feeling too static. Okay, it's like we only have that short time together, so we want to get maximum effort if possible. Now, let's keep going here. Squat with the bicep curl. Maybe you're just doing biceps. And then we'll do the tricep with the sledgehammer, you know, that squat, or the tricep alone. 2 more of these. Last one. Okay, so sledgehammer or tricep only. I do like to just switch to the single weight. So maybe if you feel okay, all right, okay with doing the 2 weights together, depends on the weight you have. That's a sledgehammer again. Your core is tight when you come up. Squeeze the glute. We don't want to be arching. Right? We don't want to be pushing the hips forward. Keep your core engaged the whole time if you are doing that sledgehammer. Let's keep on going here for a little bit. 3, 2, 1 time. Excellent. Okay, so hopefully that's some tricep work as well. as legs and core, let's put the weights down. We'll do conditioning, and then we will do another core. So with this one here, I'm going to let you choose if the jog or the march feels better. Go ahead. Otherwise, we'll start off with the jump jacks and then we'll change it up. Let's go. So again, whatever movement feels the best for you. It can be a shake out of the arms. It can be a jog. It can be, speed movement. Keep it moving here. All right, next movement. Keep it moving. You can either do stepping or jumping lunges or a shuffle. Your feet go forward and back. Okay, so let's go if you can. So if you like that movement, if you need to, shuffling, maybe it's a stepping back or the jump jacks. Another 10 seconds. So put all those options for you. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep moving your feet. Okay, so I like to give all those options because some of you, might be happy to keep doing what you're doing. If you like something different, then that's good. Come down to the floor, and you're on your back this time. You guys can share the space with me. See, he moves onto your back. Grab a weight if you like. One weight down. You can go into dead bugs, and then some glute bridges. All right. Let's go. So if you're comfortable with the weight, out and in, one leg or both. Let's start with this one. Focus on your core. This is active recovery, which means we're still working, but the heart rate should come down a little bit. One leg or both. Keep going, and we'll do the glute bridges in just 5 seconds from now. 3, 2, and 1. So sometimes a little bit of tension, a little bit of resistance might create a little more effort. But if you don't like that, then no worth it. Let's do some glute bridges. Push up and then down. Feel the back of the legs into the glutes. Ideally, with or without the weight, pushing, squeezing those glutes. Where your feet, where your heels go. If it's farther away from you, you might feel that a little bit different. You can try to go a little closer. And let's go number 3, 2, and 1, and then release. Okay, so when you do those glute bridges, hopefully, again, you feel that your core has to stay engaged while you're doing that. And you feel it through the back of the legs into the glutes. Take it up onto your feet, grab some air. We are still moving along. All right, now grab some water. 2 big sets already behind us. If you are taking off, hopefully you feel like you've gotten a little bit of work. So now I want you to grab your weights here. We're going to focus on a little bit of shoulders again. And on this one, I would like you to go into the front raise. Well, I know we've already done a little bit of side raises, but I'm going to get you to go one front, one side. So, and the reason for this second movement we're going to do, second time we'll do it a little bit different, but can you go one to the front, one to the side? And let's switch. One to the front, one to the side. Now, you might want to go a little bit lighter on the weights if you're struggling. You don't need to go super high or heavy. Some entertainment behind me today. One to the front, one to the side. Yeah. See what's there. All right, so make sure you're solid through your core. And the second time we do this, we're going to get a little bit of movement only if you are comfortable with it. So can you do another one each side? One to the front, one to the side. Set, and last one. nice. So you might want to lower your weight again on this one. You are going to do those pullbacks or shoulder extensions. So I'd like you to not move on this one, but just stay stationary. I do like to have one foot forward on this, and I just pull behind. So I don't want to be rolled forward. I want to start by setting my shoulders back, and I just pull them back behind me. I pull them back behind. Okay, so this is a static movement, but I feel that down the back of my leg and through the upper back. Okay, if that's too heavy, then make sure you lower the weight. Pull back. Neutral neck. Pull back. Okay, remember what leg you have planted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and tall. Okay, big shoulder roll. So I would like you to get rid of one of your weights. This can be just the halo. So I had this leg planted. So I'm going to go into my third exercise with this leg still planted. I'm going to do a halo, same leg back lunge. I'm going to come up and I'm going to try to come up to the knee. Now, if you are not using your legs today, just do your halo. Okay. Hopefully that feels okay. We want to keep our shoulders back, chest lifted. So I know sometimes if you're lacking mobility, your shoulders will crouch forward, try to get this around, but you see how that alignment is not good. So look straight ahead, around, and up if you can. So if you are just in the halo, that's fine too. It was being interesting today. Okay, let's go one more. And distracted. Okay, let's go. Here and around and up. Okay. Whew. All right, that's not easy, is it? Okay, so what I'd like you to do here, I have no idea where my other third weight is, my 3-pound weight is. So I'm going to do, I only have one. Okay, I can't use 8 for this one. So just so you know, I'm going to go 1 to the front, 1 to the side. Then I'm going to go a little pivot back, down, and I'm up, and then a little pivot. I want to be really, really careful here. We reset. So off. The arm that's out to the side, that's the side you rotate. See how my back heel lifts a little? And go down. And over. Down. Okay, so a bit of rotation. It's really important that you do pivot. And you have to lift that heel. You don't want to be twisting the knee. And you're working through your torso quite a bit. Here and down. Up. Over. And down. Let's go one more each side. Up. Last one. And reset. So hopefully that feels okay. You definitely don't want to be straining at all with that one. Okay, so last time I was here and I did these pullbacks on this leg. I'm going to switch my feet. Take those weights, neutral neck, I'm going to pull behind. Let's go. Pull it back. Make sure your neck is neutral. If you're looking up or rolled forward, that's not a good thing. So I like to just look slightly in front. So here, just underneath, below my screen, I look at my iPad there. It's almost 2 up, so I look at this a little bit. It's really important, especially with those little muscles, that it's effort but never strain. So if it, it should feel good work down the back, the shoulders, to the upper back. Okay, now this leg is planted. If you can, you're doing the halo. Can you halo around the other way? This is a really good shoulder mobility piece. With the legs, we're getting some core and leg strength. We don't want you to rush it. Make sure you're taking your time. Okay, so maybe you're just doing the halo. Looking straight ahead. Getting that movement behind your head. Two more. Excellent. Right. So let's go number 2. A bit of conditioning and some core. So remember, it can be recovery, it can be high intensity. In. Okay, so this is what I would like to do on this one. So if you would like to modify, then you can. So if you could do 4 skaters and 1 burpee. I know not everybody wants to do burpee, so let me show you. I would go 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 burpee, and then up. Now you don't have to do that. You can do 4 skaters and then 2 squats. Okay, so I'll let you choose what feels comfortable for you. Let's go. 4 skaters. Modify if you need it. Okay, you can do jump jacks, you can do those jogging, you can do the skaters, and then 2 squats with a burpee. Okay, so whatever you like. Here, just make sure you're feeling good. Low impact. And keep going. So if you like those burpees, even if you're modifying them, keep going. Let's go to number 4. 3, 2, and 1. Finish off. Okay, well done. I want you to do we take it to the floor with or without a weight. We're going to do some oblique work. We're going to do the twists like so, and then we'll do that cross crawl or that bicycle crunch. So we start by being seated. Lean back just a little bit. All right, so that core throughout. Twist, twist, like so, with or without a weight. It should be oblique muscles. So if you feel strain in your back, maybe it's not a great exercise for you, or remove the weight. Okay. Let's start with that. Side to side. And keep going here. To get down, to do the cross crawl where the fingertips stay at the temples. Just make sure you're feeling okay to do that. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Small range if you like, tap it, or full extension. And go. So working those oblique muscles. If you're feeling strain in the neck, a couple of things, right? You want to lift the shoulder blades up off the floor. You get a nice twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset. Let's relax there for a second. Roll it up to seated. And then onto your feet. We are into our last set of work. So up onto your feet, grab a sip of water. Ready to go here. So we've done a lot of legs with a lot of shoulders. Probably feel that. We've done a little bit of triceps, a little bit of biceps. So let's combine a little bit of legs with the triceps. So if you can, this time I will combine the single leg tipping and with the tricep extension. So when we do this, we want to make sure we add a row with it. So we tip first, we row it, we reach it, and then come back up. Okay, so we have to combine those movements, like getting extra balance here. So if you can, toes lifted, forward, toe down. So we tip, elbows up, reach back, set. So I can keep my toe down and still feel the effort, okay? Let's go to the 2 cores tight. Can you do one more time here? Stay nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back. Okay. Now, I haven't done this one in a very, very long time, so if you can, you're going to cross the leg over like this. I call this a figure 4 bicep. It's like serving bicep. So you cross your leg over, palms are facing up, your elbows are facing, or your elbows are close to your body, palms up, and as you sink, you pull. So that can be quite tricky. So what you can do is a split stance where your core is tight, you crouch and you pull, or just stay and try to do these bicep curls. It's not a bicep curl, it's like you see how it just pulls out and then in. That doesn't feel good. Just keep that toe down. It's a little bit, there's a lot going on here, so be very careful. This is where I wish I had my second 3 count. I'd probably switch to my 3 and to my 8, so it's a little bit harder. 2 more here. 1 more. Release. Okay, roll the shoulders back. Adjust the weights if you need. You're going to do a side squat. It's not a side lunge, it's a side squat. So think step and then wide, narrow, wide, narrow. Okay, so we had 2 exercises on the one leg, and now we're getting both legs working. And see, I'm not going very fast. I really want to make sure I'm taking my time. Narrow squat, I feel that in front of my thighs a little bit more depth and into my glutes. And if you need to modify that, please do. You can do deadlifts. You can do another upper body exercise. Chest lifted. And so if your ankles allow, maybe you can go a little lower into that squat. If your knees allow. And 1 more each way. Last one. Okay, and then just relax your legs for a second. So this is the other leg tipping. You need to row it first. You need to reach back. Okay, so again, toe down if needed. Okay, this is our last set of the strength endurance. And this combination of upper body and lower body. Core engaged. Can you do 2 more times? And hopefully you feel that around the hip, not all around the ankle and foot. But you'll feel it there too, I'm sure. And release. Okay, big shoulder roll. Hopefully you feel good with that. Now, still standing on that 1 foot. You could be doing a bicep curl, stand on the foot, right? Regular bicep curl. You could try this. And I don't know how well this is going to go on the side. We'll see. Here. Sinking. Really concentrate. See how, if you are having a hard time at all, just take your time, maybe put your toe down. Let's go to 2 here. Ooh, more. Ooh, shake up the legs. One more round of the wide, narrow, and then we'll do strength. Check the time. We're doing perfect timing for everything today. So wide, narrow, so even on the narrow, we're still working those glutes. We want to push the knees apart. If they cave in, that's not good. It's there. And this one, and a little wide, narrow, and that's it. Narrow. Release. Okay, good job. Well done, good job. Let's put those down and we'll do our last conditioning here. So if you can, you're going to do those squat. Everybody start with squat calf raise. And if you're not doing the squat part, you can do some calf raises. Maybe you're holding on to something and you're just doing this. Right? That could be a good option. Or squat calf raise, and if you can, we'll turn that into a jump if possible. Maybe you just do this calf raise. You don't necessarily need something to lift and stretch down. Let's go. If you can either do jump jacks, jogs, or jumps. This is it. We'll do our core and then we'll do the remainder of core. You don't want to jump. Stay with those calf raises. Maybe you're doing jogging or jump jacks, and you have another 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, keep your feet moving. So we're on the floor. We're going to do core to the end. So we haven't done any chest work. So if you can on this one, we can try some up down plank. So anybody who needs to modify that. Here. So if you are not comfortable doing up down plank, it's a more tricep and shoulder, but maybe you do push-ups or maybe you're doing chest press instead. Okay, so this, I'm going to stay on my knees. I can do alternating like this. Down, down, up, up, and then switch. So lead with my other hand. Keep your hips from rocking. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. So you can do a regular plank even on your forearms. Okay, so that's an option. So up, up, down, down, regular plank. Keep your hips from rocking, maybe doing some chest press. Another 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, you can sit back, relax for a second. We have time for a bit more core, so we'll go into a full crunch or a half crunch. So come on onto your back. So the half crunch is lifting your shoulder blades and just half crunch like that if you feel all right, as long as you're not using too much momentum. Pull your core in, let's lift, and then back down. 2 more. We're going to do side plank, and we're going to do some clams on this one, so that'll help activate some of the side glutes. So here's the option, right? If you can, the elbow is bent, knees are bent, lift up your bottom hip, stay there, hip forward a little bit, and these small clams. Hopefully you can see that. Working my side glute here, bottom side glute, and this hand can do what it needs to do. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, and 1, and release. So if that's too much trouble on the shoulder, sometimes that can happen. I want you to remember to try to focus on lifting up that hip, so the effort becomes more through the side, those obliques. And if not, if it still doesn't feel right, then you can lay right on your side. All right, so let's go 20 here. Let's go. 6, 7, 10, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20. Hopefully you feel that. Come on to your back again. All right, now we're going to try some reverse crunch here. So if that, if it bothers your back, then you're just going to come back to regular dead bugs again, like we did earlier. If you can, you're going to do a reverse crunch. Reverse crunch. Maybe you do a reverse crunch, then single leg. Reverse crunch, and then both legs. Just make sure you're not arching back. A little lift, you control, extend. So you want to make sure you get that little pelvic tilt. And then drop. Maybe if you start to feel that in your low back too much, then just come back to center. All right, now let's go last 2. 1. Release. Okay. I want you to go into a glute bridge just to come up and hold. This is a nice reset, so take your time here, hold it up. Feel stretch to the front of the hips, keeping your core tight. Stay here. Stay 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Extend your legs. As long as this feels okay in your back, both arms over your head. Take a deep breath in. And back to the center. Both knees in. And then both legs to one side. Stay here for a second, open it up. Look away from that hand. Back to the center. Drop your legs to the other side. Open it up. Back to the center. Roll it up to seated. Let's take one leg is in, the other leg you're reaching, so it doesn't have to be right to the center, you can be out to the side, and you're reaching. I want you to feel the stretch. Maybe feel it in your low back, maybe feel it down the back of the leg. And just enough to feel the stretch. And the other side. So again, hamstring, maybe you feel that in your calf, maybe you feel that in your low back. Don't force it, just enough to feel a gentle stretch. Let's take it up onto the feet. Some gentle side lunges. So just nice and easy. It's a little recovery here. And if I like stepping, you just can shift your weight side to side. Okay. Do quadricep stretch. Hold on to something here if you need it. Eyes close together. Let's switch it. Big reach up. Hands behind your ears. Pull back. Feel stretch in the front of the chest and shoulders. Shape of your arms. Hands behind your back. And just a little tilt. Side. Roll the shoulders. Anything else that you feel like maybe needs a little extra attention. To just stop the recording. So I know Wednesdays I generally record, so I'll go ahead and stop that now. And then the rest of you can stick around for a few minutes.